great recipes start with Odlums. Proud sponsors of Catherine Leyden on Ireland AM.
Now, if you're looking for an on-the-go snack or for an afternoon treat, then you're in luck because it's just the thing for you. Because our resident baking queen, Catherine Leyden, is here, and she's going to show us how to make Chewy Gooey bars.
Exactly.
These are kind of energy bars, DIY energy
exactly,
bars.
yeah. Okay. So like, they don't have to bake at all. They're not baked.
Oh, are they not?
No into the oven at all with this, just a saucepan of hot water.
Okay, what ingredients do we need?
First thing we do, Mark, into a bowl, heat-proof bowl, you put your 50 grams, 2 ounces of butter. Soft butter, but it doesn't matter, it's going to be melted anyway.
All right.
To that, we're going to add 3 tablespoonfuls of crunchy peanut butter. Now, you can use the smooth one if you wish, but the crunchy ones gives a nice bite to them, I find. 2 tablespoons, and now a 3rd tablespoon. And then into that, I'm going to put 2 150-gram packets of our marshmallows. Now, again, Mark, you can use white marshmallows, pink marshmallows, or a combination of the two, as I'm doing now, okay? Mm-hmm. So in here we have, now there's quite a few marshmallows in it. 150 grams is a lot, as you'll see. Now you put that sitting, a lot there now, I'm telling you, yeah. You put that sitting then, the peanut butter, you put that sitting in a saucepan of hot water. Just simmering water. Now do not let the bottom of the bowl touch the water. Have the water below the bowl. Okay. Because if the bowl is too close, you'll find that the stuff at the bottom will get overcooked, because it does take, like, that could take about 30 minutes to melt right down to the stage.
I was going to say, that's an awful lot of marshmallow to melt.
A lot of marshmallow, yeah. So it is important that you...
What sort of temperature do you need?
Temperature, have the water simmering.
Okay.
Have a Pyrex bowl, a heat-proof bowl. Don't let it touch the water. So just make sure that the water is just below the saucepan.
All right, okay.
And then every 5 or 10 minutes, give it a mix, so that you get the peanut butter and the marshmallows to melt. And you end up with that, okay?
A gloop.
A gloop.
Okay.
And it really is gloopy. Now, into that, we're going to add our porridge oat flakes. You could use a fruity variety, you could use granola, any combination, or you can just use ordinary oat flakes on their own. And into that now we're going to add 2 ounces of Rice Krispies, which is quite a lot. Now, this is where the gloop comes into it.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot of stirring, isn't it?
It does take a fair bit of stirring now. And you've got to stir, Mark, until you have all the dry ingredients moistened. Now, you see how sticky it is.
So everything's got to be cooked. So this requires a bit of elbow grease, then?
A little bit of elbow grease. And the bigger the spoon you use, the better, actually.
Why?
So you see there, because you cut through it easier. If I was trying to do that now with a teaspoon, I'd be here all day. Or even a tablespoon. So just...
By the way, when you're reducing it to gloop, do they kind of melt at different temperatures? I mean, is there a difference between the peanuts now and or the peanut butter and marshmallow?
Peanut butter and butter, no problem.
They'll mix.
But they do mix. They all melt down together. But some marshmallows take longer than others to melt.
Really?
But they will, whatever they have gluten or something they've in it or something,
right, okay.
That it does take sometimes longer to mix or to melt. So that's what you end up with.
These will be quite airy and light too, won't they? I mean, you've got Rice Krispies in there, you've got the marshmallows, which are basically sort of puffballs of air, really, and sugar, aren't they?
That's it, yep. Now, look at this. Don't panic, because it does all come together for you.
Yeah, do you need the spatula?
I'm going to the spatula now in a minute, yep. See, so it is quite, as you say yourself, quite gloopy, Mark. And now you may wonder, how on earth am I going to get that nice and smoothly pressed down? Well, I'll show you. First of all, we'll just get all the mixture from the bowl. And by the way, to clean this, just a tip.
I was going to say.
Boiling water and let it soak for a few minutes. Because
if you need that go hard, you need a chisel to get it off.
It'll be difficult enough to get off, exactly. Now, there we have it.
Okay.
Next thing you do, put your hand under the cold tap.
Yeah.
Or into a bowl of cold water and press it down well.
And this stops you from getting sticky, does it?
Doesn't. No sticky if you put both hands.
Okay.
Water on
You'd imagine
hands.
cold water would actually make it harder to manipulate.
No. Well, you see, with the cold water as well, Mark, that's quite hot. So with the cold water, it's easier to press out. Now, you allow that to cool in the tin. That's what it looks like at this stage. Allow that to cool in the tin, then into a fridge overnight. Best to put it into the fridge overnight.
Right.
Then we take it out, and we have one here.
I'd say cutting through this now would be more...
It's not difficult to eat all now. It is important, Mark, and I should have mentioned it before I put it into that container. It is important that you do the sides of the tin as well as the base. Okay?
Why?
Now, what I like to do here, before I put the chocolate on top and before I cut them, just make sure the paper peels away from the base. There we have it. Now...
I was thinking this was light, and then I actually picked one of these things up. There's a bit
They're
of
heavy enough. They are heavy enough, yeah. Not to eat, but they're heavy enough to get that off
So
my
you
hands.
don't want big... You only want little small slices of this.
Absolutely. Even the squares I've got there are quite large. Now you just drizzle over some chocolate. About an ounce of chocolate to half an ounce of butter. And now you may wonder, why do I add the butter to the chocolate? If you're making eclairs or putting it on top of this...
Nobody ever bothers to ask, why does Catherine add butter to anything? She just does.
What I do...
It tastes better too.
It tastes better, but also, depending on the type of chocolate you're using, the chocolate won't get brittle when it sets. You know, if you melt chocolate and put it on top of an eclair and then it cracks and breaks off the eclair.
Nightmare.
A nightmare, exactly. If you put the butter into it, mix it together when they melt, that won't happen. Now all we do is...
No wonder you get energy from this. There's enough sugar to keep you going for 3 weeks.
No,
through
just
the
the
entire
marshmallows.
Do you want to handle that?
Now, just down like that. Now, it is important that you use a serrated edge knife.
Okay, I'm going to just taste some of these.
Down through it.
Feel the weight of them.
Pardon?
Feel the weight of them.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. You wouldn't need much more than that now.
No, you wouldn't.
And are they soft? Because I can't really bite stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Put your old jaw at you.
Yeah. I got my wisdom tooth out, so all I can eat is pureed foods.
Put it to the other side. No.
Oh, children around Ireland are going to love those.
Oh, they're
Catherine.
gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah. They're sweet.
And particularly now for the leaving cert, as you said earlier, Mark, you know, you could make these for the
do you know what
for
you
a snack between the papers
or
for
just
them.
take it into the exam with you if you're having a low moment and eat it. Like it?
When you said chewy, you weren't exaggerating, were you?
Yeah.
No, they are
Chewy,
chewy.
oui.
They're very chewy.
Delicious.
And
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, as always, Catherine. Still to come on Ireland Day. This morning, we are going to be talking about the perfect foundation with makeup artist Derek Carberry.
And in fashion, we're going to be looking at some summer styles for some fun in the sun.
Great recipes start with Odlums. Proud sponsors of Catherine Leyden on Ireland AM.